My name's Charlie Etheridge-Nunn, and my application for the job of Busty Tavern Wench was rejected. The RPG word of the day is tavern, and they're a staple of so many RPGs. In D&D, you've got standard kind of tropes that they're always being used to stay in, to get plots from, all of that kind of thing. Like, my guys had constant arm wrestling contests. They burnt down surprisingly few, actually, but I have a particular fun one to share today. So I realised at some point that I'd never used a mimic in an RPG, and this is after a couple of decades of running role-playing games. I decided to go big with it. So we were doing a Dungeon World campaign. This was some time ago, before everything with Dungeon World, but yeah, the group ended up finding a tavern in the middle of nowhere, and it was a little weird, a little suspicious. Paladin of the group was the one who had to kind of, I was going to say going to dock all the horses in the stable them. I don't know, but yeah, he noticed something was weird as all the horses in the stable's heads were moving identically to each other, and he tried detecting evil. No, not evil horses. They weren't really registering as anything alive. And he debated throwing a rock at the head for one of them, much to the horror of the rest of the group. Eventually, his bad instincts won out, and he threw a stone at the head of one of the horses, and it didn't really react. So that was odd. And he went in, and there were, your standard bartender and bar wenches and like mysterious groups of people and locals all kind of at different tables. And yeah, there was something a little too perfect, a little too the stereotype of every one of these taverns. And it took them a little while to realize this is a mimic. The tavern, the horses, the patrons, every single part of it was a mimic. Now, I don't know if that necessarily made things better, but at least it gave them something certain to deal with. All of the patrons kind of slid over as like weird taste buds or tongues or something attacking people. The druid had gone upstairs and nearly got eaten by one of the Romans. He shapeshifted into a rhino and punched his way out of a window. Only the window, like it stretched. It was kind of weirdly fleshy. Again, more signs that things were a bit suspect. And yeah, so eventually the group managed to find the brain, which of course was in the bartender, or was the bartender, killed it, and because all but the druid were inside, it just flattened. It just collapsed, like someone had kind of wrecked a tent or something like that. Except this was a tavern, all made of horrid, like thick mimic skin. So it was an unpleasant experience for them to cut their way out of, and they left going like, fine, we'll just set up camp somewhere, like sod taverns, and went on their way. They did trust taverns in the future because they're rife, as I said, in fantasy games. But yeah, this one they weren't as keen on. So yeah, that was good fun. And though the characters didn't know, I did narrate an epilogue to the players that a shed was seen racing across the wilderness, eager to avenge its dead parent. Now, of course, I stopped playing Dungeon World some time ago, so the shed never came back. Similar to a vengeance elephant in Spirit of the Century, but that's a topic for another day. So yeah, that's it from me, and be careful if any taverns that you're in start looking a little weird. If everyone starts moving the same way. Good day.